The average person consumes 34 gigabytes of data per day, suggests a 2012 study from the University of California. Another study cited by The Time estimates that we consume about 174 newspapers worth of content each and every day, 5 times higher than 1986. Your professional success and quality of life depends directly on your ability to manage information effectively. However, research at Microsoft shows that the average US employee spends 76 hours per year looking for misplaced notes, items, or files. If you feel overwhelmed by the amount of information that gets to you each day and think that you can be getting more out of your days, then this video is for you. In it, we'll talk about how you can create yourself a second brain to help you think and write better, plan more effectively, capture your thoughts to declutter your mind, manage projects, or even run an entire company, and hopefully reclaim some time back for yourself. But that's not all. Stay tuned till the end and I'll be showing you the custom-built Notion template I created after binge-watching Notion tutorials over several days. I now use it to run my life as well as this YouTube channel. Hey friend, if you're new here, my name is Olivier, ex-engineer turned product manager. I'm currently documenting the steps I'm taking to create my online business with as much transparency as possible as I quit my 9-to-5 to become a digital nomad. So if you're interested in getting your finances in order, starting your own business, and finally quitting that 9-to-5, make sure to subscribe for new videos every Friday. Alright, let's get started by first looking at the concept of a second brain. A second brain is a way for us humans to extend the limited capacity of our flesh brain to cope with the volume of information from the modern world. Your mind is for having ideas, not for holding them. It should come to no surprise that we forget things and feel overwhelmed when bombarded with information. Building a second brain is a way for you to extend your brain capacity to save more information and retrieve ideas, inspirations, insight, and connections you gain through your life experience over time. It basically expands your memory and your intellect using the modern tools of technology to create a personal knowledge management system. To design your second brain, we will have to look at the PARA method to help you capture and organize information for action. As you begin to capture your ideas in a consistent way, you're likely to pay closer attention to your consumption of information, to the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, etc., knowing that the ideas you encounter can now be reliably saved and used down the track. You no longer have to hope you will remember. You can now ensure you will. Soon though, you run into a new problem. What do you do with all the valuable information that you've gathered? The more diligently you collect, the bigger the problem will be. Capturing notes without an effective way to organize and retrieve them only leads to you being more overwhelmed. There are different ways to organize this library you are constructing, and one of them is the PARA method, introduced by Tiago Forte in his book, Building a Second Brain. PARA, which stands for Project, Areas, Resources, and Archives, organizes information relevant to your life on how actionable the information is. The letters in PARA are for projects, which are short-term efforts in your work or life that you're working on right now. Example, launching a new app, renovating the kitchen. Areas, long-term responsibilities you want to manage over time. Example, your finances, which need to be managed as long as you live. Resources, topics of interest that may be useful in the future. Basically a catch-all for anything that does not belong to a project or an area, and could include any topics you're interested in gathering information about. Archives, inactive items from any of the other 3 categories. Example, things you've completed or put on hold. PARA can be used across all the different places where you store information, meaning you can use the same categories and same rule of thumbs no matter where you keep content. Of course, there are other ways to classify information, such as the Getting Things Done method, created by David Allen and introduced in his book of the same name. Getting Things Done's premise is that the more information you have bouncing around inside your head, the harder it is to decide what needs attention. However, the most effective way to organize your information is to follow a system that can be easily integrated into your daily life. so that you can easily use it without it being cumbersome to manage and you having to spend ages organizing files. Treating the process of organizing as an end in itself is a waste of time. My second brain does not necessarily follow para, but reflects more how I naturally jot down my thoughts and retrieve and action them afterwards. Let's take a look. Alright folks, so here is the live command center that I've built in Notion. As you can see, there's some quick links here, basically so that if you put it on a mobile phone, you don't have to scroll through the whole thing, because when it's on mobile, it's going to be a massive list. Just a reminder here not to work too hard. Alright, so the to-do list are basically a place where you can dump any thoughts that you have to be looked at later. And then there's section for ideas and food for thoughts and one for quotes. These two sections here are basically sorted randomly so that you always getting new ideas presented to you and new quotes presented to you. It refreshes every minute. So if you have a long list, you don't have to worry. At least once in a while, you will be reminded of a quote or an idea that you've had in the past. And this section here shows all the life goals that you might have. So over time, you can add to them. For example, let's say health and fitness. If I want to focus on building muscles in the next couple of months, this is where it would go. This is for the YouTube channel. Every new ideas that comes to mind, chuck them in there. And then as they get researched or scripted or filmed, then the actual card moves through so that we can keep track on what's happening. This section here is if you are considering a nomadic life, and same as you research and you action the item, you move it through. That's for the rental property, investments, health and fitness, and books to be read. This section here is basically where all the databases which this sheet is based off are located. And that's what powers this whole dashboard. The cool thing is if you download the Notion app, you can see it on the go on your mobile phone, which basically means you can jot down your thoughts anywhere as long as there is Wi-Fi access. Notion is free, so sign up to Notion and start building your very own today. It's quite user-friendly, but will require some work to get it to the level that I showed today. Start small, learn about the Notion database, and you should be able to set up something similar to mine. Alternatively, you can get my starter pack linked in the description below. It's the exact same template I used today. If you've enjoyed this video, you are going to love this video over here, which is about self-discipline. Thanks for watching, and until next time, my friend, take care.